Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
Hello and welcome to your Wednesday edition of the Two Buck Sports Show. Let's clear off this. We have left the scene up from the end of yesterday's show. Welcome to the Two Buck Sports Show. I am your co-host, Uncle Buck. I'm starting the show off because Rusty is not here today. He is handling some work ventures, so glad to have the other big head into my right. I never know. It seems like it's backwards. So to my right is the other big head, Kenny. It's been a long time. It's been a while. How you been?
I've missed you. I've missed you, and I want to clear up something. Rusty says he's at work doing work stuff. There's a really good chance he's getting Botox right now. That's the rumor on the streets.
Oh, you think so?
I've been.
You think he would do Botox before he did hair plugs?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. He might.
I've always gotten mad at Rusty when he talks about his hair. Because we have the same issue. You don't have this issue. Me and Rusty have the same issue. And I tell him to shut up because nobody ever sees the top of your head. Try being 5'5" and going bald, and everybody knows it before you do. So
I just
you're taking the hat off just to rub it in my face at this point, aren't you?
Well, this is happening. I mean, is that a part of it?
That is a normal, slightly acute angle that is, paid for by lots of Hollywood actors.
Rusty said he's expensing the Botox. That's right.
Hey, if we could do that.
Hey, get some fillers. All right, let's do this. We had this whole male enhancement conversation on Anthony's show the other day.
Okay. Easy.
What kind of male enhancement would you do?
I don't think I would. I'm pretty confident. I'm short. I'm obviously not going to go to China and get my legs broken and have the femur extension surgery, because then I would just be taller with extremely short arms. The proportions would be off.
Jaren had to put headphones in when we did the male enhancement segment on Anthony's show, so he's.
I don't know. Maybe you should get a notebook out, Jared. Listen. In all seriousness, I'm happy with myself. My wife is the low self-esteem of us, and I'm just like, honey, I love you. I don't know why you can't just appreciate, and I know I've got stuff to work on, but I've just kind of accepted it. And so, I know that I'll go bald one day. Honestly, if you told me, here's $10,000, what would you go do? Right. I would go and get, a personal trainer / dietitian cook and just be like, I'm willing to do the work, but I need a buddy in this. I want somebody to, pour water on me in the mornings to get me up, and then tell me, this is what you go buy at the grocery store. This is how you cook it. I promise you it'll taste good. That's what I would do.
For $10,000, they better go to the grocery store for you.
Well, I don't know how long that's good. Will that get me, 2 years, 5 years? How a year, 6 months? What would $10,000 get me?
$10,000 would get you enough to make it a habit to where then you're like, okay, I don't need you anymore. I can do it.
Fair.
Myself.
Okay. All right. So if Bluff City Media is going to expense, that's what I would do. A gym membership / trainer that would be firm with me but not degrade me, and we would just have a good time going together as bros.
It'd be a bro time. See?
Yeah.
That's why
me and Rusty used to go to the gym together when we lived in the same city, and it was fun, and it's the most consistent it was the most consistent I've ever been at the gym. So that's what I'm missing, I think.
What is your favorite when you walk into a gym? What machine section of the gym? What are you attracted to? Where do you go? What do you like? The
vending machine. I'm not a guy that I don't enjoy the gym. I do enjoy I realize there is a high after working out, the dopamine or whatever chemical that your brain releases when you exercise. That does make me feel. I always feel good leaving the gym. Absolutely. I've never been one, and maybe it's because I haven't done enough. Maybe I've never been one to enjoy the process of hurting myself, because It's like I'm okay. Like I'm a head on kind of guy. I don't shirk responsibilities. I don't mind putting in work for future success. But that literally just doesn't feel natural. Like it hurts. Like, and so I just have to do it for longer, I'm sure.
I have had to make myself. So I've been on a kind of a health journey for the last year and a half. I was
you lost a lot of weight.
I was down. I started having to listen, I'm used to being on Anthony's show, and we can say anything on that show. I'm trying to be careful with the things that I say on this show, just because I don't want to, ruin the show and the vibe that you guys have created. But I would wake up in the middle of the night at one point about 2 years ago, and I would have to full bladder urinate 7 times a night.
Oh wow!
And I had
sounds like 6-month pregnant wife.
Exactly. And I look like a 6-month pregnant wife. And I had to have a bottle of water with me at all times, or my mouth was extremely dry. Like, it was terrible. And then it got really bad when I realized because I sit in front of this computer like 95% of my day, editing stuff, putting stuff together. And I had to sit this close to the screen just to be able to see with contacts in, with glasses on. I couldn't see. My eyesight had changed. And so obviously my mom, being who she is, and Tracy, being who she is, my wife, started going, okay, what's going on here? They looked it up and it said, here are the 3 key signs of diabetes. It said, full, like, constant urination, dry mouth if you don't have water, and your eyesight changes. And I was like,
this is pre-diabetes or whatever it is. Yeah.
No, it was full-blooded. I woke up one morning on a Saturday morning, and I felt like death. And my wife was like, let's go check your blood sugar. I checked it. Your normal range is supposed to be between 80 to 105. That's where you want it. I was at 600.
Jeez, dude. You needed an insulin shot immediately.
Well, I called my uncle. Who's a doctor, and I said, I think I'm going to – I said, because I'd already scheduled an internist appointment to go look at my blood sugar, all that kind of stuff. And he said, Kenny, you need to go to the hospital or you're going to die. And I was like, okay, well, let's go to the hospital then.
You know what's crazy? You know what's – and this is – I'm ashamed to even say this. Because, like I said, I'm happy. I get around okay. I play with the kids. Like, I could be a lot more flexible, a lot more durable, and have more endurance. I get that. But I've often said, like, if a doctor told me I had to do this, it's probably what I need to hear. Like, that's what would get me. And it sucks that I'm, like, not more active on this. Like, I'm 33. I can honestly tell now versus when I was 29 even, that, like, I just don't rebound like I should. And I'm still too young to really chalk it up as age, you know?
You got 2 years to really be there. You got 2 years before that's a good excuse you can use.
So it's like, well, if somebody, like, I had my yearly blood work done, and they're like, you're healthy. And I was like, if you'd have told me that I had some, some blood pressure issues, I'd probably, make it higher importance. Like, here's $20. Tell me I'm going to have a heart attack. All right.
Yeah. You can be honest with me. You're healthy, but anyway, I go to the gym. I've been in the gym for the last 2 years, consistently loving it, feeling really good about myself. But I have this app that I use because I can't make up exercises on my own. I have an app that I use that tells me what I have to do every day. And I hate when I look at the app in the morning and I go, shoot, it's ab day. Abs stink. I can't.
Well, when I was working out with Rusty, he was like, you do a little abs every day. And I was just never standing up straight. Yeah. Like, I was just like, always just like, I thought I was supposed to have better posture, but I can't physically straighten my spine because of the ab workouts that we just did. So,
I tell people all the time, like, people talk about leg days and all that, and I'm like, bro, I'm 275 pounds. Every day's leg day for me.
Yeah, I have to lug this thing around.
I got to lug this body around. Every day's leg day. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
No, that's fun. That's why I like it changing up every once in a while. You get a new voice in here, and you're like, forget the routine. We're just having fun. So it is Wednesday. We are going to do our segment in which we call it our real versus counterfeit segment. And that's where we just have a topic or an idea or a couple thoughts or theses, and we present it in the form of a fact. And that's what I'm going to do today. And you are going to say real or counterfeit. We will debate shortly. And then later in the show, after the break, we're going to talk about Grizzlies' day one of training camp. Maybe a little college football in there. And then we're going to end it with a fun little game that I've totally ripped off of my friend Luke Hatmaker.
Oh.
We're going to do it around Major League Baseball's opening day of the playoffs.
Okay.
That happened yesterday. So that's the rundown. But right now, real versus counterfeit. All right. I've already laid it out for you. I've got two takes. Both of them are sports adjacent, but we're not talking about the sport itself. Okay?
I like it.
The first one. There have been two personalities, a personality and a coach, from the state of Alabama in the last 2 weeks be rumored to run for state office. I don't know if you saw yesterday that Paul Feinbaum has been thinking about whether or not he should retire from his legendary afternoon talk show to run for office. And Bruce Pearl, since retiring and even before retiring as men's basketball coach at Auburn, has been talking about running for office, and that's on the heels of Tommy Tuberville, former Auburn football coach, running for and winning office in the state of Alabama. So my take here is the best way into politics is to first get into sports, particularly in the state of Alabama.
I think that is 100% real, because I do think that there is a level of irrational confidence that comes in being a head coach that also comes in thinking that you can actually affect change in the political landscape that is the United States of America. And which, listen, if politics is your bag, go for it. I could never. I have too many skeletons, bro. Like I got that ain't happening. No. But here's the thing: the two of us might actually be perfect for politics, because we know that we're pretty jacked up.
Right. This is my take on it. I think that the worst thing in American politics is entrenched politicians, and that is a bipartisan take. If you're there for 40 years, you're about 25 years past even thinking about the people that voted you in. Like, entrenched politicians are dirty politicians. I don't care what side of the aisle they're in. I like new blood. I like young people. I like disruptors. Yeah. Anybody, because, like I said, it all comes back to the entrenched politicians that like doing it the way that it's been done, and it takes somebody to just disrupt it. That is a bipartisan statement. I like it either way. I've also had a take in the past that, as a rule, we in the South in particular hold our coaches in too high of esteem. We think that good football coaching equals smart person. That's not true. That's just not true. Like we're like, Nick Saban, maybe Nick Saban. I think Nick Saban may actually be a smart person, a good leader. So,
I agree.
Let's do Bruce Pearl. Bruce Pearl went to the Final Four with Auburn. He went really far at Tennessee. He must mean he is a smart, capable person that can do anything in life other than coach basketball. And we think of this about all of our head coaches that we love. Like, they must be geniuses. They're not. They're just not.
They're not.
90% of the time, they were the best athlete in high school, the best athlete in college, and then they turn into being a coach that's, may or may not be good. But that doesn't make them smart businessmen or people.
Totally agree with you. I totally agree. I mean, have you heard Tommy? Listen, Tommy Tuberville is a heck of a coach, a football coach. But have you heard him?
He's a bootlicker, though.
Have you heard him in the politics game? Bro, he's a dummy. He's a dummy. Like, he's not bright. He's not intelligent.
There is a Republican president right now, and so you hear it from Republicans. And when there was a Democratic president, you heard it from Democrats. But if your guy's in office from your party, all you do is just lick boots, kiss butt. I hate it. Like, it's just like the party line is the party line, and all hail the chief, and that's how there is such a loss of original thought when your candidate is president. It's just, and think what you want about Trump. I'm not going to tell my takes here, but regardless, if your candidate is president, you become just the biggest kiss up, and it just rubs me the wrong way. Tommy Tuberville, who had a legendary coaching career, he did really good at Ole Miss before going to Auburn and doing good, and went to Texas Tech, and I think did okay. Like, he's a good coach, really good football coach, and then he just turned into like a lackey.
Yep.
A red hat lackey.
Yep.
Which is what all the Republicans are now. And then when a Democrat's in office, the Republicans will be the new school of thought. Like, it's just, I don't know how we got on this. Moral of the story is, if you want to be elected into a state office, I believe that the best way to do it, especially if you're in the South, is be a football coach, because we treat football coaches like deities around here.
I want to know your take on this. Speaking of sports and politics, how annoying. Well, okay, I don't want to bury I don't want to lead you down this path. What are your thoughts on Stephen A. Smith venturing into the politics world?
I think Stephen A's smart. I do. I don't. He got lumped in with Skip a lot, and I think Skip is a doofus. Stephen A's not Skip. I think there's more to Stephen A than there is Skip Bayless. Is he a good hotshot radio shock jock? Yes, he knows how to spin a narrative. He knows how to get people riled up. He's got that aspect to him. But I think he's a more layered dude. I don't know enough. If I had to pick between him and Skip, I'd pick Stephen A. But yeah, I feel like he's trying really hard to change public opinion. He's doing the CNN spots and stuff, and I'm not typically one to say, like, stay in your lane, like, do what you want to do. Right. I don't put a lot of stock in it either, though. Like, I don't put a lot of, like, if Stephen A. comes out and makes a statement on this political issue, I'm not like, oh, I wonder what Stephen A. has to say. Like,
are you that? And I think that's my whole question is there ever a part of you that's like, man, I wonder what Stephen A.'s thoughts are on healthcare?
I will say that on a certain couple of issues recently, Stephen A. has come out and his stance is not what I expected it to be. More middle of the road than I expected it to be.
Okay.
And so I don't know. I love debates, and so, like, if I could get a Democratic primary, assuming that he's running on a Democratic ticket, I don't know. He could run on a Republican ticket, independent, Green Party, Libertarian. I don't know, but whatever stage is the most filled with candidates, inject Stephen A. into it. That's what I want. Just for viewership pleasure, like, just for me.
I do like the idea of someone who is so good on camera, who can just talk, who doesn't get afraid of those big audiences, right? Like,
well, and that is perfect for a coach, because Division I coaches, and if you want to throw in Paul Feinbaum when it comes to, like, Shock Jock and Stephen A., you hear yourself, and you're not scared of hearing yourself. You are making passionate pleas, whether it's to try selling your university to a player or riling up phone lines to get ratings. Like, it's all the same. They would be great television.
Yes. Could you imagine a first take like debate with another world leader? Amazing.
One of my favorite tweets was like, Congressman Paul Feinbaum, what are your thoughts on this? And he's like, I would like to cede my time for Bobby from Tuscaloosa. You got 30 seconds, Bobby. Go ahead. And then, like, just taking calls on the air about his policies. A Republican primary debate for governor of Alabama between Bruce Pearl and Paul Feinbaum would be on ESPN.
It would be must-watch TV. 1,000%. 1,000.
AL.com or whatever news source is streaming that, it would crash so quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Get your servers up. Get your servers.
Get your servers. This is like the first time YouTube tried to do an MMA fighter boxing match with the Jake Paul. It was just like glitchy all over. It
Or
doesn't
when
work.
X tried to live stream Elon and Donald Trump doing their conversation, and it just
Right.
went boosh. It went. Oh
Yeah.
God. Anyway,
Here's my next one. And this is this is just coming across very old man, I think. Super Bowl halftime performer was announced.
oh God.
Have you seen who it is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right, you're not under a rock. This Bad Bunny being the Super Bowl halftime show is the worst selection for Super Bowl halftime show since I've been watching the Super Bowl, which the first one I can remember would be the 1 yard short, Kevin Dyson, Rams and Titans.
Who was that? Who was that halftime show?
I couldn't tell you that one.
My first halftime show that I ever remember watching was Michael Jackson.
Call it Prince. That's
Prince?
the first one I can remember. I was dialed in. I remember watching the 1 yard short game, but I can't do it. So call it, I believe that was 05, Colts Bears, where Prince played in the rain at Miami, which is the best one.
Yeah.
Since then, it's the worst. It's just the worst.
Dr. Dre was awesome. Don't get off.
No,
me.
I'm saying this selection is the worst
This one
selection.
is the worst selection.
Yeah.
Yeah, real and counterfeit all at the same time. Like,
Hey, listen. Embrace debate.
Yeah.
We are channeling our Paul Feinbaum
No,
and Stephen A. right now.
I'm
Make
with
a
you.
plea.
Okay, I'm gonna say counterfeit because I've seen some of his work. I love the WWE. I've seen him on the WWE. He is an entertainer to the highest degree. And if you are coming out, one of the things that I appreciate is just entertainment for the sake of just entertain. Just be entertaining. I don't need political statements. I don't need we don't need to change the world with the Super Bowl halftime show. Like that gets annoying to me because it's like just entertain, just be entertaining. And if there's anything that he is entertaining. And so it is a weird pick, but I've kind of grown like I think I might like it a little bit because I think he's going to be fun.
I'll start here. I know Bad Bunny the most for being the caddy on Happy Gilmore 2.
And he was hilarious. Was he not
It was
hilarious?
good. It was good. He was one of the better parts of the movie that wasn't very good.
The movie wasn't good, but
This is where I land with it. And if you are right, and the entertainment does matter, you do put on a show, you put on a spectacle. I mean, for better or for worse, I remember Katy Perry coming out on a freaking iron horse.
right.
You know, like it was dumb, but it was memorable.
Memorable.
And so Jared may be right. Right now, it seems stupid. It could turn out to be not the worst performance.
Right.
But this is where I have my beef with it.
Okay.
I don't know how many millions of people watch the halftime show. It is by far the largest single viewership experience of the year worldwide. So I don't know the numbers. Call it 100 million people watch the Super Bowl. You've picked somebody that does not fit. Like, why are we not trying to please the masses a little bit? Like, Bad Bunny will excite about 7.5 to 12.5% of Super Bowl viewers. And it's targeted at like the viral nature of the act instead of like the quality of the music. Like go back to and I think they're going more dance, pop, rap because of the lack of live music needed and just the logistics and all that. But for once, can we go back to like just a middle of the road kind of just good music halftime show that's like, 25 minutes of just music. I like music. This seems like a TikTok vote. Like you did this for the viral nature of Bad Bunny. And that, to me, that's what Bad Bunny is. He is a superstar for 15 to 21-year-old kids. But does he have staying power? Are we going to be linking about him in 20 years? Like what happened in the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show? Bad Bunny. Oh, that was cute. Like, have some staying power. I liked the oldies. Go back. You're now getting to the point to where the 90s, like, bring in a big band, like a grunge band. They used to through, 10 years or so, 15 years or so, they brought back in The Who, as an oldie kind of tribute thing. Like, at this point, wouldn't it be awesome where you go and in the Pacific Northwest, if you can call San Francisco that, Northern California, go pull a grunge band. Like, bring in, it would be, nobody would be cooler than Dave Grohl to come and headline a show. Like, why do we not just have a band-like experience again? We've done pop star. Last year was Kendrick Lamar and the rap, and that was cool. But it feels like so long since you've appeased the masses. And maybe that's a stupid way of looking at it, but there's like a middle-of-the-road candidate here that everybody could at least be somewhat excited about. And maybe at 33 years old, I finally reached the time to where I think the kids' music is stupid. But that's kind of where I'm at with this one.
Well, I do think it's fair to say at 33 years old and at 44 years old, like I am, to say that it's okay that that today's music has kind of passed us by. It's okay. Like,
yeah. But there are events that you can tune into new and up and coming stuff.
Right.
I feel like for 100 million people that are tuning in, you've lost 80 million people by saying, "Who in the world is Bad Bunny?"
Well, I do want to say, I will say this: to call him a TikTok viral star is not fair to what he's done. He is literally the world's, since 2020, is the most streamed artist on Spotify since 2020. It's something nobody else has ever done.
Then how is it not broken through to like?
Oh, it has.
Has it?
Is a global superstar. He is the biggest male superstar in music right now. It's just that me and you don't listen to him, and that's okay. Like, that's fine. Like, it's not our bad.
But there's a difference in not listening, and I'm a music guy. I feel like I'm aware of almost everything. Shoot, I know every single Sabrina Carpenter song because it's inundated in everything. I've literally never come across one. Like, if he's the most streamed thing ever, is it not in movies? Is it not in, there's no viral. It just hasn't hit my timeline at all.
Yeah, and that very well could be true. And our algorithms aren't attuned to the Bad Bunny audience, I guess. Like that, right. That's fine. But he is a monster star, and his music is supremely electric. It's fun. It's a party. Like, you talk about just wanting to be entertained and and just party. That his music is that, and he is a monster star. Jared said it. He said his entrance at Backlash. But the only difference was that was in Puerto Rico, and so he is a Puerto Rican, and so there was a level of like home field advantage there for him. But dude, his music pops. Like, I know what this is headed towards. I know it, and I could, if I could buy a ticket on it today, I would. We are 1 to 2 years away from having a K-pop band headlining the Super Bowl because of international fandom. Like, at some point, we talked about this yesterday with the international, the international NBA, teams coming to play in the NBA Cup. At some point, throw a bone to the people here. Like, give me somebody that we all love. We can all unanimously get behind. Remember Paul McCartney headlining the Super Bowl? It was amazing. Old people loved it. Young people loved it. Like, it was just throw a bone to the locals. Can I just say this? I'm not a fan of Paul McCartney at all. Well, you're stupid. And I know. Like I said, 80% of people would turn off Bad Bunny. 100% of people would turn you off right now for that statement. I mean, like, I've never thought about putting somebody on a terrorist list in my life, but that's one of them. That's the only Brit that I would die for. Okay? Jeez. I mean, can you name a better one? Maybe Sir Elton. Maybe Sir Elton John. There you go. Yeah. That's a good one. But no, I mean, I think they're tapping into someone who's extremely popular, his fan base, and I do think the global aspect of his fame really probably is very attractive to the Super Bowl, to what they
Of
want
course.
to engage that, which is fine. But he's also extremely talented and very good. And I really do think we can laugh about this pick right now. I think we're going to be like pretty intrigued. I think it's going to be a pretty fun Super Bowl halftime show.
It very well could be, but I'm just talking about it is October the 1st. This was released the end of September, and everybody that I know rolled their eyes at it. And I'm in a bubble, I'm sure. My social circles does not encapsulate all of the world by any means. I don't pretend that I speak for all of the world. But, I mean, there are just so many better options in my opinion.
All
and
right,
I'm not.
let me ask you this. They wanted Taylor Swift. She wanted to get
That
paid.
would be the biggest haul the NFL ever did. If you're talking about streams and views, look at what she did to the Chiefs.
But boring,
you would do that for the whole
but
NBA.
Boring though, right? Like she's not.
No.
Are you a Taylor
No.
Swift? Are you a Swiftie?
I'm not, but I respect it.
I do too.
It's unanimously known. Anybody who's ever been to a show, and I haven't, but it is unanimous amongst attendees of her shows that it is a spiritual experience with theatrics, fire, pyro, costume changes, dancing. It is not Taylor Swift singing, teardrops on my guitar for 3 hours. That's not what Taylor Swift is anymore. She is an international pop star. And I think one of the things that King Meeks brought up here about the NFL refusing to pay, and a lot of the reasons what I talked about with live music, and they want pre-recorded dummy guitars, so that people aren't doing it. They refuse. Purist, like Dave Grohl would never get on an NFL stage and be told that you are not actually playing this music. You will be dummied with a live mic. You're that guitar, you can strum it all you want to, it doesn't matter. He would smash it on stage to show up the NFL.
There's history of that. When Dave Grohl was in Nirvana,
yes.
Nirvana went on, there's a video, you can still see it on YouTube right now.
Was that Nirvana? I remember
Nirvana,
the video. Okay.
Where they literally were told they had to they were pre-tracked.
It's like some night show, like late night show.
And Kurt Cobain sat there with the mic in his mouth the entire time, and Dave Grohl just sat back like this on the drum set, and the guitarist just turned the guitar around him. They just sat there like this the whole time and let the music go. Pretty funny stuff, man. But that is old school purist musician, and again, like you're probably right. Dave Grohl, Taylor Swift, they would never do anything like that. But yeah, I live in a home full of women that are Swifties, and so I'm inundated with Taylor Swift on a constant basis. I think Bad Bunny is going to be way more entertaining than what Taylor Swift could do for the Super Bowl.
Well, we'll probably never know, unfortunately, because it's the one thing the NFL wants to be cheap about.
Shout out King Meeks.
Paul
McCartney.
Oh. Listen, King Meeks. I'm going to take away the king out of your name. You are now Popper Meeks. Jester Meeks.
Jester Meeks.
Like Jester Meeks. You want to be king like one in England? Well, you just insulted Sir Paul McCartney, a man that was knighted by the one true king.
Right.
Henry or whoever he is.
Now, Wayno brought up a band that I would absolutely die for in the Super Bowl. The one band that I want to go see live that I don't know if I'll ever be able to see them live, Rage Against the Machine. Dude.
Again, throw it back to Rage. Everybody would have so much fun. It would be a spectacle. Again, that's another band that's not just going to play by the rules, though. The NFL wants to control it. They would not play nicely.
No, they wouldn't play nice. They wouldn't play nice. Bad Bunny will play very nice, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's like, I get mini commercials. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not a fan. Throw a bone to Middle America here and get
Why does Middle America need more bones? We got enough bones over here.
Nobody cares about us.
Yeah. All right, Tommy Tuberville. All right, Bruce
Hey, easy. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I've not one time stumped for a country act, but if you want to know something that would hit like 60% approval rating,
Morgan Wallen would kill.
Yeah. I wouldn't even. He would not be in the top 50 that I would suggest. I would go Garth Brooks. What do you have to do to get Garth Brooks to do halftime?
But could you get him to do the third verse? That's the question.
Yes.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
You could do it, right?
You're talking about religious experiences. Me and Rusty saw Garth at a Sunday matinee at the FedEx Forum.
Oh man.
Went over to got a bucket at Silky's beforehand. It's a bad idea, but it was a lot of fun.
Garth is awesome.
Bad Bunny sucks. Garth's awesome. Garth 2026. Garth 2027. Whenever the next Super Bowl is.
Bruce Pearl. Oh, I thought you were talking about politics.
I'm making Super Bowl halftime show campaign shirts. Okay.
I like it. Let's do it.
So put that on the BCM store. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We've made it 36 minutes and hadn't talked sports outside of Alabama politics. So hit the commercial break here. We're going to come back and talk Memphis Grizzlies summer training, spring training, fall camp.
Training camp.
Yeah.
Your SEC football.
In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
But Tim Cramsey, brother. We don't do helmet stickers. They do that on College Football Final. But if I could give my guy a helmet sticker, I absolutely would. For him to have 4 years of pocket passing quarterback, like we knew that it was going to be a transition into a different type of offense this year. And this offense is perfectly tailored toward the guy running it, Brendan Lewis. So you have a lot of success with one guy. You feel like you can make anybody sort of acquiesce.
It takes a lot, and you have to leave the ego at the door to say, look, we've had a lot of success here doing one thing. But the guy that we went and handpicked out of the portal, his strengths are not going to fit the style of offense that we've ran for the last 4 years. We're going to have to switch things up and do things differently. He has done it flawlessly and seamlessly in one offseason.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
I've been there for every, Grizzlies coach, right? Coach Isolo, as far as like basketball acumen, man.
Oh God.
He's up there with the Hubie Brown, Mike Fratellos of the world, like as far as basketball acumen. Both of those dudes were longtime coaches, commentators, all those type of things. The stuff that a lot of these teams are running in the NBA, like the Pacers, OKC, all these type of teams, that new style of offense. The thing is, man, it's like low key, they running the shit he was running in Paris. Like he's like, y'all he on his Soldier Boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like y'all stealing my shit. That's the shit I was doing overseas. I am concerned with how. Not that I think it can't happen. I don't think it won't happen. But I just want to know how much emphasis there's going to be to make Jaren a focal part of this offense. For years, we saw Taylor Jenkins really not know what to do with Jaren Jackson Jr. Kind of not running together. Or John Morant together. Not really running any plays for Jaren other than Jaren ISO.
Tune in to the Anthony Sain Show Monday through Fridays at 1 p.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Show, Wednesday edition of the show. I'm Uncle Buck. I got Kenny with me. We have spent the first 38 minutes of this show, or I have, probably pissing everybody off. We talked to Alabama political candidates via coaching trees and radio shows, and then pissed off young people by saying Bad Bunny sucks.
I will say, just to kind of put a bow on that conversation about the Super Bowl. I have still yet to see Luke Hatmaker on stage. And I wanted to get to Nashville and see him do that one man chair
Yeah.
with him, because I think
Yeah.
the whole play was of him tied to a chair. I say, and Jared agrees with me, Luke Hatmaker in 2027 on the Super Bowl stage.
I'm not convinced Luke Hatmaker is not AI. I've never seen him in person at all. So
I've seen him one time in person, and he gives the world's best hugs. I will say that.
Nah. Well, I take great offense to that. I'm a fluffy man. I think I give good hugs. But the problem with me and you is that we just don't mesh well, because you're 6'4" and I'm, 5'5", and if I hug you, it's like probably your daughter giving you a hug.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to. A bro hug shouldn't be like, you shouldn't be able to kiss me on the top of the head.
Could I? How would you feel if I gave you a hug and I picked you up? Would that be weird?
Anti
that. Okay.
Anti. Counterfeit.
Don't like that.
So, all right. Day one of training camp ended with a media scrum in which all the players and coaches, or one coach, talked to the media yesterday. I watched Ja. I watched KCP. I thought I just really liked the way he speaks about leadership on this team. I watched Cedric Coward. I've got thoughts on each of them. What led the day for you after one day?
After the first day of training camp,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's clearly the idea that there seems to be some emphasis on what they're going to do with Jaren. I know Anthony talked about it yesterday. We're going to talk about it again today on his show. But I think clearly it's the emphasis on how they're going to utilize the 7 foot unicorn that they have on their team, who can do pretty much anything he wants to out there.
Right.
And what they can do offensively that's going to make him more effective than just being an ISO guy. ISO. Like, throw the ball out. There just seems to be so much more you can do with him. And just the thing that has become the staple of the NBA game over the last few years is that pick and roll. How do you handle that? And they've never used Jaren in that. The pick and pop, the pick and roll, whatever it may be. And it feels like, based on all the conversations coming out, that there seems to be a very big emphasis on what they're going to do with him in that regard. And I like that.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of that. Even Josh said in his scrum after practice, day one of practice yesterday, that he anticipates Jaren being on the pick setting end and the dribbling end of these pick and rolls. And you're just talking about versatility. Like, anything you can do, any kind of action you can put him in, he's a mismatch as it is. But if he's a ball handler on a pick and roll with a guard being the screener, especially since you've got big wings now, if you can target a smaller guy, I mean, he's a matchup nightmare for a bigger guy. But anybody that you want, you can get him in a ISO matchup, and he's led the NBA or been in the top 10% in the NBA on multiple seasons of just isolation scoring. And so, that's a no-brainer to me.
I think I'm more interested in seeing how they handle kind of that inverted pick and roll with the guards being the picker and Jaren being the ball handler, more than I am seeing a Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey pick and roll game. I don't necessarily trust Jaren to be extremely good at dumping the ball off to Zach Edey. Like that doesn't seem to be something that I don't want to see that, right?
I don't want to see him do the Marc Gasol Zebo block game, like high post, low post. That I don't want any part of that. To be honest, I could be proven wrong. Jaren, it's something that I hope that he worked on, because he saw a lot of double teams last year, and he wasn't very good at passing out of it initially. He got better, but still I wouldn't call it league average when it comes to like superstars. And so I would like to see that improve, but based on what I saw last year, an Edey Jaren pick and roll, I just want his role, ROLE, in the pick and roll, ROLL, is strictly to get a matchup nightmare and go score. We're not talking about collapsing defenders, kicking out, just get him a matchup you like, ISO, go score. That is just as simple as that.
And I think that has the potential to unlock a lot of things for the Grizzlies, and specifically unlock Jaren's game a lot better. Like, because there is, how do you guard a guy who's 7 foot, who can dribble the way he is and as fast as he is, who can literally one dribble from the 3-point line. You just have to foul him all the time.
Yeah.
Right. You have to foul him. And then this is as much as I think they had to get rid of Desmond Bane. This is when a Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr. lineup would have been perfect together. Desmond Bane being the setter, the pick setter, and Jaren.
Is it just because he's built like a tree stump?
Because he's built like a tree. Because he's built like a tree stump and can shoot the ball really well. Like,
yeah, but see, I don't want Jaren throwing back over his head to a pick and pop situation here.
Good point too.
You know,
it's a good point too.
So I
he
just don't
could
trust
be
you.
very
Listen,
good. He could be very good at the passing, but I haven't seen a lot of it. And
no, you're going to have to see it. Listen, if you're a bad scorer that can't pass, then you're out of the league.
Right.
With Jaren, he's never really needed to be an elite passer, but it's something he can add to his game now because you've got toys out there, and we're running a more free-flowing offense. One of the things about the offense that Thomas said, and I don't know if he said this in media day or he said it yesterday, but I heard it and it kind of perked my ears up. You know, speed kills is the theme. We are trying to go fast. I think that fits Ja well. I think that fits Jaren well. I think that fits everybody well except for maybe Edie. We'll see. You know, he's not running right now anyways. But he made the comment that a quick decision is better than the correct decision. And I kind of go two ways with that. Like, a correct decision is always probably ideal, but the importance is to make it quick because you're moving anyways. And because you're moving, the perfect decision could be just to keep going quick and put the pressure on the defense. And I ended up taking it as it's a good thing because you're installing pace. You're worried about pace right now. And so we are not going to, for a second, take an extra dribble and think about what we're doing. If you see it, just do it. Just see it, do it. And it's teaching pace. We'll worry about the intricacies later. But what the number one priority is we're going to go fast.
So then I would say to Grizzlies fans, be prepared for the first few months of the season to probably have quite a few turnovers, to be high turnover rate. If that's the case, because they're still getting these guys. A lot of these guys haven't played together. They're still getting used to each other. This new kind of speed kills, quick decisions over correct decisions. There's probably going to be some turnovers that will kind of iron itself out as the season goes on. I would suspect.
Right?
Wouldn't you? Do you agree with that?
I think so, but in the same time, I feel like if you're always in transition, the passes are easier to make. Does that make sense? And I think that's why he's probably not worried about it as much. If you're running and you are always in a 3-on-4 situation, all you're talking about is filling lanes.
Right.
Don't throw it to the wrong team, but if you kick it to the wing instead of kicking it to the guy that's driving, then okay, we'll correct that later. You know, maybe we took a good shot and we had a great shot. We're not going to sweat it. But if you're moving and you're in transition, you looked at when the Grizzlies were running last year under Taylor Jenkins and under Thomas, when they were going quick, they were not a high turnover team. And it's because you were just the advantage was the pace. And one of the advantages when you play with pace is that the defense is on their heels and less likely to force a lot of turnovers.
Is there any part of you that is concerned about Ja's health in a sped up offense like this?
You know, I kind of played that thought through my head when I was thinking about the show today. No, I don't think so. And the reason why I think that, listen, I'm going to have worries about Ja's health just because of his track record. Right. But I don't think there's anything about playing with pace. And maybe Rusty's a better guy mechanically, physiologically, to be able to have this conversation with you. But if you look at the injuries that Ja had last year that kept him out for most of the season, they were all flukes. It was Daniel Tice setting a hard screen. It was Christian Coloco pushing him out of the air. And then Lou Dort pushing him out of the air. And then even in preseason, he took a bounce pass off the heel that rolled his ankle. Like, it's freak stuff. It's not conditioning. I don't worry about conditioning with Ja. He's going to have to figure out how to always land on his feet when he is in control of it, and let there be repercussion if somebody pushes him out of the air. If I don't see fists flying this year when somebody pushes him out of the air, then you will be cut. The 4 players not named Ja on the court, if you are not holding a scalp when it's over, I'm done with you. We were betas all year last year. Desmond would mouth, but nobody was pushing except for Edie, and Edie was hurt or in the doghouse or hated by his coach. Like, he was the only one that was going to defend him.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the reason I asked the question about the injury situation is because when you are playing fast, it feels like it allows for more fluke accidents to happen, like with what happened to him last year. Because you're right, like most of those injuries that he had were like car crash type injuries, right? Like where it was just like
it is him getting. If he has a fault, it's him getting up without an idea of how to get back down safely. You know, he does shoot himself out of a cannon with reckless abandon, and he does need to take that down a notch. But I don't know that necessarily has anything to do with pace either, because he was trying to yak on everybody that he could. You know, he was trying to posterize people, and you get more opportunities at alley-oops and stuff like that in transition. But again, the defense is on their heels at the same time. There's more open lanes to the basket when you're playing fast than when you're in a half-court style game.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. I think there's one thing he said that was so interesting. He said, Tomas Isolo said, I think that in 5 years, the speed in which we're going to play, the pace in which we're going to play, it'll look slow compared to where the NBA is heading to. And he wants Memphis to be on the cutting edge of that. Right. Like, and it makes sense to me because, like, I mean, I'm old enough to remember when the Phoenix Suns 7 seconds or less offense happened.
That was my first favorite team. Yeah. I love Steve Nash.
And how fast and revolutionary that was, right? You know that the Phoenix Suns in 2005, 2006 pace of play would be like 28th in the league this year?
I don't doubt it. It's just so hard for me to wrap my mind around somebody saying this offense that the NBA runs now. Take what the Grizzlies are going to run. We haven't seen, but take any team that runs fast now, and there's most of them do. If you're telling me that in 5 years that will be looked at like the grit and grind Grizzlies, I can't even picture what an offense would look like.
I can't. That's
to me that looks like YMCA ball with.
And I don't
you're not even running the full length of the court in transition. You're just snowbirding. I don't see how you can be faster without snowbirding.
To me, it feels like there's going to be more of an emphasis on just being insanely athletic without a lot of skill. And if that's the case, if the pace is going to move in the direction that Tomas Isolo is saying, I don't understand it. I don't get it. And maybe once again, compared to the Bad Bunny takes, maybe we're showing our age a little bit and kind of the get off our lawn type of comments. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I just don't know. Listen, I do think that there is a skill problem in the NBA, and I believe it's because skills are not taught to young kids anymore, because the AAU circuit does a disservice to kids growing up, because you've got, a guy's dad as the coach, and he's just worried about getting money from Reebok. They're not teaching fundamentals anymore until it's too late, and they're flying through the air and dunking, and who cares about dribbling with your left hand at this point?
Who cares about finishing at the rim with your left hand?
Right. Like, who cares about the craft of basketball? And so it may be as a necessity that you have to speed up, but I just truly believe that when the going gets tough, the game slows down. You see it every year in the playoffs. That's the thing with the Grizzlies. It's the reason why you couldn't beat any good teams last year. There were other issues, but since John Morant has been on the team, this is not a shot at John Morant. The coaching staff and GM hasn't put a team around him to do it, but you have not been able to, when forced, play any semblance of successful half-court basketball. And it will, you will never get that out of the game, because when the game slows down and gets tougher, it will slow down. The degree in which it slows down too it doesn't matter. But it will slow down to a pace in which is slower than what you're used to, and you've got to be able to adapt with that. And the Grizzlies have never been able to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't know. Those are the things that really intrigued me about the media availabilities. Once again, and I think it's been oversaturated in the Memphis Grizzlies marketplace. But I just like hearing Tomas Isolo talk basketball. I think he's very good.
He does seem like I appreciate the directness in which he talks, and I think that is something about where he's from. Is that there's just not a lot of fluff. And whereas Taylor Jenkins, I always said that his greatest asset as a coach was that he was on the same side of his players. His players always had his back, but then when they didn't, it went sour. But his biggest flaw was that he was friends with the players. I didn't think he could hold them accountable. I'm hoping, my biggest hope so far from what I've seen of Tomas is that he will be able to kind of rein in emotion and make this more business-like and be able to get the attention of star players.
Well, and I think you've seen that. I think you've seen that in the way that he has, even in the media day, as little as you actually hear in media day, like you don't hear revolutionary, mind-blowing stuff.
Right.
But one of the things that I do like is that it feels like even before training camp has started, that a lot of the players that as we've spent the entire offseason trying to work through, okay, what are these guys' roles going to be? Like, what's Gigi's role going to be with this team? It feels like those conversations have been had. And these guys seem to know, like, this is what's expected out of me. And
right.
I said this on Anthony's show yesterday, and I'll say it again here. Being a head coach is not just about being the smartest guy in the room when it comes to the X's and O's. It's an ability to communicate it to guys that are auditory learners or visual learners or photographic memory learners, like whatever it may be. And to be able to communicate your vision and what you want for something to a large swath of people that all learn differently, and for them to be able to reiterate it back in front of cameras on a media day, to me is a special skill set. And I like that.
In my opinion, the most important role of a professional coach, and this is at any level of play, is to be able to have the respect and the ear of all players, to be able to coach your players that make more money than you.
Right.
And have bigger egos than you. And you are seeing that happen now in college sports, where the players are making equal money and have a voice and a financial impact on this thing. And I think that's the reason why you see a lot of old coaches leaving. They're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't do it.
I used to be able to run a tight ship, and there's too many voices now that I have to listen to. So, all right, last Grizzlies thing, and just because I don't know when I'll talk to you again, after one day of training camp, media day, NBA draft, free agency, everything, who is your starting lineup?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that question.
Yeah, I'm interested in the 2-3 position.
I'm
talking best case scenario, take injuries out of it. I'm not talking about opening day. I'm talking about Jaren's healthy, Santi's healthy, Edey's healthy. Who are you starting?
I think the future of the Memphis Grizzlies starting lineup will be the starting lineup at some point this year. Because I do think it all is contingent on one person hitting, and I think he's going to hit.
We're going to have the same opinion. I thought we were going to differ, but we're not.
Ja Morant at the 1, obviously. Cedric Howard at the 2. Jalen Wells at the 3. Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4. Zach at the 5. That's the future of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay, we do disagree a little bit then. And I'm saying opening night this year. Like, we're not going to project Cedric Howard. I'm saying opening night this year. The only caveat is Jaren and Edey's healthy. So this would be my starting lineup. I do project Cedric Howard to be good. I do project, though, at opening night, most people will call it unknown.
He won't start on opening night. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying opening night.
Oh, I thought you said
this
no
would be
opening night.
This would be my lineup with the only caveats is that Zach Edey and Jaren Jackson Jr. are playing.
Okay.
This would be my starting lineup. Opening night.
Okay, got you.
Ja, Cedric, KCP, Jaren, and Edey. And for the same reason that I talked to Rusty yesterday on the show about his
Wow.
quarterback situation at Mississippi State. He's got a fifth-year senior guy that's got 1 year eligibility playing quarterback. They got this hot shot true freshman that you're playing games with, and it's much more difficult at the college level because he can transfer at any time. But I was like, play the guy, let him get it out of his system, the bad stuff, and let him improve and take his lumps. That's where I'm at with Cedric Coward. I'm all the way in on Cedric Coward. I was in the draft process when we finally found out that we were going to have a pick 10 days before the draft started. I love him. I've yet to see him play basketball, but I've watched every single interview. I believe him. I believe the hype. Scottie Pippen Jr., Jalen Wells, everybody talks about what he can do already on the defensive end.
Oh, God.
And when you're talking about the defensive end, if you can play defense, you can play basketball. They will live with offensive struggles if you have them. You just can't suck on defense.
Yeah.
And so I would keep KCP in the lineup because I have this vision in my head of Jalen Wells being Jalen Williams. They talked about him being the ball handler on more screens this year. I want to see him bulk up. I want to see him get to the rim. He's got the body for it. He's got the dribbling for it. He can be physical. Like, I want to see him. And because of that, I think that he would thrive on a second unit right now while you have the vet guy of KCP in the starting lineup. I think you get more out of Wells off the bench than KCP off the bench.
So to me, if we're talking opening night with all the injuries out of the thing, it's going to be, for me, it's going to be Ja, Jalen, KCP, Jaren, Zach. That's who I would start.
I think that about 80% of everybody would agree with you. Wayno agrees with you.
I don't, but again, I don't think I would necessarily put KCP, like, is KCP in that, like that shooting wing position?
Yeah.
Or is he?
The 2 and the 3 are just going to be on the wings. They're going to be optional ball handlers. Yeah. But Ja Morant will be initiating. Ja or Jaren, obviously. Honestly.
But if Cedric Coward hits the way that I think he will, and you can go back and on our network, the latest episode of the Night Court podcast with Brevin Knight and Rob Fisher just dropped. Brevin was talking about him, and he said some things off air that I won't repeat about Cedric Coward because they're really strong. But he said on air, he's one of the most physically impressive rookies he's ever seen. And that he is a guy that you look at most rookies and you say those guys have to grow into their body. He's there already. He's grown he has an NBA body already as a rookie. And so
there are people that are drafted in every single NBA draft because of their body. Looking at Bruno Caboclo or guys like that. You look at Cedric Coward and it's like, okay, he looks the part. What's the makeup of this guy? Because I care so much about the mindset, the upbringing, the work ethic. There's nothing about this guy that doesn't make me think he is going to achieve whatever ceiling he sets for himself.
I agree.
So if it's President of the United States, Cedric Coward 2046, I believe it, you know.
He'd probably be a better president than Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, absolutely. First ever NBA franchise to have a president.
That would be awesome.
All right, we're going to do a quick segment real quick. We do not have an MLB bumper because we don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's
and
brand new segment.
That's going to play into the theme here.
Okay.
We have been noted haters of Major League Baseball and how it's so hard to watch Major League Baseball games. Don't think Rob Manfred does a very good job as the commissioner. Major League Baseball, the playoffs started yesterday.
Right.
So I have pulled 10 starting pitchers.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me
no.
if it's real or a trap, because 5 of these pitchers do not exist.
Oh, God.
They are AI-generated ChatGPT.
I'm going to fail at this, by the way. I just want you to know that.
So, I'm going to just throw them to you in a random order here, and you're just going to tell me that's a real pitcher
Can you
Or
go one by one,
it's
or
a
are you going to
trap.
give me all 10 and then I
Oh
have to
no,
pick?
I'm gonna go one by one.
Okay.
I know you're not a supercomputer over there.
Right.
All right. We'll start off with one that I think he's a name, Blake Snell.
Oh, definitely real.
Okay, that was obvious, but you're getting it. Okay.
Yeah.
Blake Snell, I believe, is pitching for the Padres.
Yep.
Next, pronunciation may kill me on this one. Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
He pitches for the Dodgers, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
So 2 for 2. 2 for 2. We're keeping up at home. How about Javier Quintana?
Okay, there's Carlos Quintana. Is Javier his little brother?
I think Carlos Quintana was a long time, like 10 years ago.
Play
maybe.
for the White Sox.
Yeah.
There's a video of him charging the mound and bull rushing dude. Javier Quintana is fake.
Yeah, you're right. 3-0. How about
That's a trap.
it's a trap. It's a trap. Logan Gilbert.
I mean, bro, could you think of the whitest name ever? It's a trap.
Nope, that's a real person.
Damn
He
it.
is a real starting pitcher in Major League Baseball playoffs.
All right.
Ramon Vega Jr.
That sounds very real to me. It's a trap.
ChatGPT is pretty good, isn't it?
That's good.
ChatGPT. What about Crusher Dobson? He goes by Crusher. His real first name is Tyler.
Dude, that sounds like a character in Major League. No, it's a trap. That's not real.
Yeah. What about Marcus Hensley?
That's real.
That's
He's
a
real.
trap.
What?
That is a trap. How about Corey Ellis?
Corey Ellis.
There's no dissection you can do.
Mark
here.
Ellis of.
Mark Ellis.
It's
yes.
because it's the last names that throw
Uh-huh.
me. When you give me a name,
We're getting to the age to where our idols are having kids that are playing.
that's what I'm saying. Matt Holliday's son is in the major leagues.
Both
now.
of them.
Both of them.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
It is a trap, man. You're going against your gut every time, and it was working for you. Garrett Crotchet is how
It's a trap.
I fooled you on that one. I purposely mispronounced it. Garrett Crochet, starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox, got the win last night against the Yankees.
Oh,
So, from LSU, that's why it's crochet, like knitting.
Jared
See
Davis
if I,
said Corey Ellis is a disc golfer.
Jared, you're the only one that knows that, brother.
That is, whew, it's a deep pull.
That
Jared.
may be where they got this name from. How about we'll do one more. And I'm going to try to pick one that I haven't picked before. Christopher Sanchez.
real.
He is real.
Oh,
He is real. So that's all. You did much better than I thought you did.
I think I did pretty well.
Now, you have to admit that you completely guessed on all of them.
100%.
Because about 75, other than
like
Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Logan Gilbert, I don't think you knew any of them that I listed.
Blake Snell, I knew. Yoshimago, I knew him. I know his
Yeah.
name. And then the rest of them were just a complete and total guess.
So Christopher Sanchez pitches for the Phillies.
Let's go. Let's go, Chris.
Phillies. So, all right, that will do it for today's Wednesday edition of the Two Buck Sports Show. Thank you, Kenny, for joining me in Rusty's absence.
Absolutely.
Well, you got a little bit of everything today, listeners. You got a little bit of everything. Listen, you can call me whatever you want to call me. You can comment whatever you want to comment. I have thick skin. But if you're going to say something negative, you have to at least give the thumbs up. Okay? You have to give us a thumbs up on the show, on the video, before you can say whatever you want. If you're not going to thumbs up, you better be positive.
You better be positive. Or can I say this? If you're going to be negative, do the Oreo sandwich, the Oreo cookie method, where you couch it positive, negative, and then throw positive in there.
Are you calling the stuffing negatives?
Apparently that's what they
Oh.
But I would say
I've always heard it called the sandwich method.
oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, because I don't want to call any part of an Oreo negative.
The Bad Bunny comments, animal control, animal welfare.
Listen, Wayno is in Australia. There is no animal control. I think that's well documented. A stingray got your best asset. Okay, so R.I.P. So, with that being said, thank you for listening to the Wednesday edition of the $2 Sports Show. We will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Rusty will be back with me. We will talk, I don't know, all kinds of nonsense. Today at 1 o'clock, Anthony Sane on the network. You've got 49 minutes. You can just hang out right here until Anthony Sane comes on. So appreciate you, Kenny.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody with us. Remember, with the $2, you always get what you pay for, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the $2 Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.